So, why hexagons are the bestagons? Well, first of all, they don't break together easily because there isn't a gap where it can all break apart. With squares, if you pull in this direction, this gap will leave it breaking apart like this. And with triangles, all of these gaps, if you pull in any direction, this will cause one or more gaps leading to its shape completely being rearranged. And bees, well, they like to build it in the least wax possible and can hold the most honey because wax is a very valuable resource that you need 72 flower visits to create 1 unit of wax, as it takes about 9 flower visits to make 1 unit of honey and 8 honey units to make a wax unit. So, min wax, max honey. It seems simple, right? So, the hexagons are the best, and yes, the circle, the shape known for having the least perimeter and the most area, is could be the best if, look, these microscopic gaps were able to happen. Plus, all other shapes try to arrange themselves into hexagons, like the spheres, triangles, flower petals. You see, they all try to be a hexagon. And some might argue that the only reason is because their eyes are made of hexagons, as all insects. And all of these shapes can be tessellated. Now let's talk about the more complex shapes, like the octagons. Yeah, they don't work as well because they leave these giant square gaps that leave with no honey. And while the bee could patch up the bottom of these to fill in the honey, it's still a big waste of wax. And that's why hexagons are the bestagons. They're the only tessellatable shape that have the least amount of lines needed to make the outside, but still holds the largest area. And all other shapes beyond that aren't tessellable because, well, they have too many sides. And those gaps do get smaller and smaller, but they never actually stop. And another reason, if they are hexagons, they stop working completely, since you need the most light in your eyes to see correctly, with the least amount of lines blocking the way. Again, hexagons. And even if our eyes aren't visually hexagons, they are the inside where our visual receptors are. They're still hexagonal, which means hexagons are the bestagons. And Now let's talk about a more important concept, games. While square boards do seem nice, they offer a single gap, diagonals. Diagonals are such no thing possible in hexagonal boards. Since, as you can see, if we just draw a shape with 4 hexagons, these don't touch, which means that you cannot move through them. And they're 1 unit away. Plus, squares go in diagonals. It's a square root of some number, which makes for some heavy calculating. And while hexagons aren't easy to formulate, if you just think your way through, you can make hexagonal chess, hexagonal battleship, hexagonal, any game you can think of. And the final concept I'm gonna look at on this video is snowflakes and the great hexagon of Saturn. The top of Saturn is a giant hexagon, and while it might just seem like a geological shape, like the smaller ones we have on Earth by islands, beaches, Saturn is a gas giant. It's just a giant form of gas, changing color, not changing shape. And bubbles. As soon as they stick together, they try to make a 120-degree angle just like the hexagons, leaving their circular shape. And finally, the concept we're going to end this with, snowflakes. If you draw a hexagon, divide it into 6 triangles, or 12, and draw the exact shape fractals in each shape, you're going to get a snowflake. And those rare 12-sided ones are just 2 snowflakes stuck together during making them in the clouds. And all ice is hexagonal. Well, there is a bit of Ice C and Ice 9, which are squares and triangles, not necessarily in that order. They're pretty rare, making up less than 1% of the Earth's surface in ice. And that's both of them combined. All those icebergs, they're all hexagonal ice. And that proves my point on why hexagons are the bestagons. And before I show you something looking cursed, I'll give you a challenge. Can you make chess, checkers, and the one unique board game that has been around for ages, the race to 100 hexagons? No. Tsunkyu out.